Hey guys, Joe here, doing a car review because it is Car Review Monday. Today we're going to be looking at the 2016 Chevy Cruze 2LT Automatic. It is the RS package vehicle. I know I said I was going to do one on the Colorado. Unfortunately, that vehicle is getting some things done to it in order to make it a little bit more special. So when that is done, I will definitely do that one. Hopefully that will be Thursday's video. Either that or this is just going to be a running gag where I keep promising to do a video on the diesel Colorado and it never happens. We'll see what happens. We're going to start here on the inside of the vehicle. It's a very, very well appointed car. It does have, here I'm going to turn you around real quick, all your standard controls, radio controls, speedometer, cruise control, voice control, pretty much everything you'd want in a daily driver vehicle. It also does have the standard big screen for navigating the radio and everything else. This one does not have navigation. However, you really don't need it in a car like this. This is your in-town car, the car you drive where you know everything. So there you go. It does, of course, have OnStar. Focus on that, please. Thank you. She has the sunroof. Don't know if I can pull that in next to my face. There you go. As well as heated leather seats. And plenty of room, actually. I was very surprised. When I got into this vehicle, I didn't expect it to have so much room on the inside. I will compare it to the 2010 to 2012 Chevy Malibu in terms of interior size. I'm not wanting for space. Yeah, the legroom is a little tight, but I sit weird, as I've told you before, so that's just me. This one is equipped, of course, with the automatic transmission. However, you do have the manual setting up for higher gear, down for lower gear, which is the reverse of the Ford system, which anybody that's ever driven a Ford Fusion Sport knows exactly what I'm talking about. You go up to lower the gear, you pull back to go up in gear. So I am happy that Chevrolet has adopted the standard forward for up a gear, back for down a gear, versus the Rally, which was forward a gear, and you know, okay, we're done with that. Let's see, what else comes with this one? This one has just about all the fun stuff you want, and it stickers at $25,755. Is that a lot for a small car? Kind of. But you also have to consider the cars that this one goes up against. This is not the base model car anymore. This vehicle is positioned to compete with the Hyundai Elantra, the Toyota Corolla, and the Ford Focus. And with this level of equipment, it is right there, if not a little bit better value than even a Focus Titanium, which has all the same stuff. The only difference is the Titanium, I believe, has a push-button start, and this one still uses a key. Big whoop. Other than that, price-wise, content-wise, I think this is right there with them at that price point. So it is very competitive in that respect. Let's take a step out to the outside of the vehicle, and I will show you around it a little bit. Hold on one second. Obviously, I have the hood popped. You can ignore that for now, but it's a good-looking car. I was very happy with it when I saw it in person. Standard fog lights on the RS package. It doesn't have HIDs, but again, it really doesn't need them, especially with current lighting technology. Even a halogen light is pretty good. This one has the small integrated spoiler since it is the RS package. Let me see here. Of course not. Anyways. Small bits of chrome trim as you go around it. Kind of breaks up the black a little bit, which I like. Very modest in their badging, which Chevy has always done. It only has small little RS badges to denote that it's slightly different from the standard car. So that's nice. Moving under the hood, you've got the standard 1.4 liter Ecotec. Now, of course, it's a 1.4 liter because this car is primarily designed to be sold in markets where smaller engines are more desirable, such as Europe and China. Those countries actually have a tax on larger engines, which is why Ford went to a 1.5 liter four-cylinder versus a 1.6 liter, yet it still made the same amount of power. They just shortened the stroke by just a minuscule amount in order to get that. Pretty easy to work on package. You just pop that off, and then you can pull off the actually you don't even have to do that anymore, but you can get to the coil packs and everything right there. Exhaust system's right there. Standard plastic intake, but again, that's no big deal. It's not a detriment to the vehicle. There you go. So there's a quick shot of the engine. Let's hop in it and we'll go for a drive. Hey guys. All right, sorry about that. It's taking me a second to get this thing organized. Now, one thing I do want to point out on these first few videos is that I will be doing these as honest first drives. You see the ones where guys take cars on drives for a week at a time and then they can give you their honest opinion about what they think of them. I'm not going to be doing that for most of my videos because I want it to be more of a, hey, I'm out shopping for my first new vehicle and this is what was available and these are my impressions on it. So hopefully it will translate the same to you, the viewer, the watcher, I almost said. Who watches the watchers? Anyways, so acoustically, it's very quiet, which I pretty much expected. Current vehicles nowadays are very good at keeping quiet on the inside. Acoustic glass, laminated for quietness. Wow, that was kind of a convoluted way of saying that it's got acoustic glass. Anyways, 6-speed automatic transmission. Again, has manual mode, so you can shift it yourself. Pretty nice touch that I didn't notice is that it does have fabric covering part of the dashboard. I'm not one of those guys that harps on having a full leather lined dash or super soft touch materials because quite frankly I don't touch the dashboard that much. I don't get into my car and stroke and caress it and call it Betsy and all that other crap. So to those that do, good for you, pay the extra money, but for me it's perfectly fine. It's not obtrusive at all. So crisp shifts, doesn't wait, goes right to about 4,200 when you're at about half throttle in order to shift. When you engage manual mode, shifts are pretty quick. One difference in the Chevy transmission versus the Ford Focus transmission is that this is not a dual clutch transmission. This is just a straight automatic torque converter transmission. That is, in my opinion, a much better thing in a car of this price point. It's starting to become more prolific with the dry dual clutch systems like the Focus has. However, the Focus was not ready for that transmission, or that transmission was not ready for the Focus when it first came out. That vehicle was too cheap to have that expensive a transmission in it. Same problem that first generation CVT cars had, such as the Saturn Vue. That one had a really bad problem with chewing up the transmissions, and a few other cars that have done the same thing. Now I know a lot of cars are CVT only. If it's a daily driver, go for it. If it's something where you want to actually feel like you're in control of the situation, I personally would avoid it. So it rides good. It's got a long enough wheelbase to where it's not choppy, I'm assuming, and I haven't test driven one yet, so maybe that'll be the next vehicle I drive, that the Spark would probably have a little bit more choppy of a ride. But for the money you're laying out versus what you're getting these days, more and more people are expecting better vehicles, and I don't blame them. $25,000 back in the day used to get you a fully loaded Mustang GT, and of course I'm talking about SN95s, not an SN197. But 30 grand could have gotten you a nicely loaded GT back in the S197 days. So turning is nice and tight. There's no weird noises when you turn. I'm gonna have to double check. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this has got electric power steering, but it might be hydraulic. Good gas mileage ratings, 28 city, 38 highway. Depending on driving conditions, of course, the better you drive, the better your fuel economy. I've seen people getting 42, 43, 44 miles to the gallon with some of these cars. I've also seen people getting 18 miles to the gallon and wondering why their cars aren't running right when they're beating the hell out of them. So, yeah. I'm not a fan of sunroofs, but it's not intruding into my headroom at all. As you can see, I've got plenty of room once I had my seat put where I wanted it to. I don't care for heated seats. I know a lot of people like them, but I could take them or leave them. It's nice that the vehicle has them, good for the vehicle, and it will definitely help its resale value. However, it's not important to me. Stoplights, gotta love them. A little bit of a follow-up. I'm originally said that I wasn't going to edit these videos. I will do that. As I said previously, I want to get a few made though, so that I have a little bit of a backlog of videos so I can go through them. And I'm also thinking that I should start doing multi-trim level drives once I start doing some editing, and that I'll be able to then show you guys what, say, a LS model, although our dealership really doesn't bring in too many of the low end. We're in Loudoun County in Virginia, so they don't usually look for the cheapest possible vehicle. But anyways, I'll take a vehicle that's on the lower end of the options list, and then something that's higher up, such as this 2LT, because this is a pretty damn loaded car. You could get this vehicle without the heated seats, without the leather, without all this other crap, and probably be into it for under 20 grand. But in my opinion, if it's a car you're going to spend all day in, you might as well spend that little bit extra cash, because 5 grand, yeah, on financing, that's what, an extra extra 50 bucks a month ish. But in the long run, it could be worth it. And I'm personally just one of those people that when I buy a car, I want to buy the best possible version of that car within my budget. So I bought my Mustang GT as my continued go-to example with the track pack, but the cloth interior without the Recaros, because I got everything I wanted, nothing I didn't, and I got a really good price. Sticker on that one was $36, I paid $30. But yeah, this is what I would actually suggest to 90% of the buyers that come in looking for a Cruze, because you're not getting a stripped out unit, you're not getting something that's obnoxious, you're not getting something that is ostentatious and glitzy. You're just getting a really damn nice car for a really good price that, with today's powertrain warranties and build quality, should last you quite a while. I know that sounds like an ad for Chevrolet. I work for Chevrolet, so obviously I'm not going to badmouth the cars. I will, if I see something glaringly obvious, point it out, but they have focus groups. They show these cars to thousands of people to weed out the exact same things that we're pointing out right now. So in the long term, vehicles are better because of the focus groups, although they're a little bit more homogenized at the same time, but we'll gloss over that. So, all right, we're back at the dealership. I'm gonna go ahead and park the car. I think that's it for today. My opinion on the car, it's very nicely equipped, it's very nicely priced, and of course, it will last if you take care of your vehicle. If you beat the crap out of your car, you don't change the oil, you drive it like a maniac, it will break down immediately. If you drive it politely, you drive it like a car should be, and only occasionally have some fun with it, it should last the term. So there you go. I will thank Ted Britt Chevrolet, that's who I work for. He asked me to make sure I mention them in my videos, for allowing me to do these videos and letting me take their cars out. They don't have to do that, obviously, and I could have to go and just kind of do secret test drives at other dealerships, but there we go. If you have any questions, if you want to know more specifics about any vehicle, especially like in the Chevy lineup, let me know, and I can do videos tailored to what you're looking for. I will start doing some of the used vehicles too, because we get some pretty cool ones. Like we just took in a, well, not just took in, a couple weeks ago, we took in a ZL1 that I kind of want to do a review on. But again, I have to prove to my boss that you guys out there want to see these. However, my car videos are always the most popular ones. Once we do that, then I will get a little bit more freedom to monkey with some of the vehicles, including maybe even go to our other dealerships, such as our Ford dealerships, where we have Shelbys and stuff on the used market. So I can show you, for example, what a 20,000 mile Shelby feels like, what a 20,000 mile ZL1 feels like, what a 100,000 mile Cruze feels like. It doesn't have to be a high-end car. It could just be a used car just for, okay, it's been 5 years, here's how one is held up under normal use. So there we go. That's the other way we can do this. So leave me a comment, thumbs up the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't. Again, I should be doing 2 car videos a week. If I can't, I will let you know, but I should be able to. So for now, that's me. This is the 2016 Chevy Cruze Limited, excuse me, LT. The Limited's actually a step up. I should have done one of those, but I didn't grab it. Anyways, there we go. I will talk to you guys on Thursday with another car review, and tomorrow you will see some video game stuff. So for now, we'll say goodbye.